next big thing that we're going to talk about, and that
Sure.
is January 6th, 2021. And
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I thought, I mean, I'm not old by any stretch of the imagination, neither are you, but, we were both alive during Watergate.
Yes.
We lived through 9/11 and, a bunch of other things. I figure, okay, well, that's all the major history that I plan on seeing maybe in this lifetime, maybe some other stuff here and there. But never in a million years did I ever think that I would see the attempted overthrow of the United States government by some treasonous insurrectionists. Completely
Yes.
blew my mind.
It did as well with me. The more I think about that, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm never one to begrudge anyone a thought. If they thought that the gentleman who's currently in office, had a right to, contest some of the goings on of that election, going about it the right way, which they were doing, as crazy as it sounds, they were going through the court system. No evidence was found.
Right.
Okay. How far are you supposed to take this? And then to see people climbing up the walls to one of our most beloved buildings, one that's been there for a gazillion years. It's the basis of our government, and next to the White House. And to see them infiltrating that building, people getting shot, uh, uh, other people dying. I never thought I would see this in my lifetime.
Did you know that
I
this is the first
I
time
wonder
that
what
the United States Capitol was breached since the War of 1812 when the British burned it to the ground?
I was aware of that fact.
Yeah,
And here we are, what, 200 years later, and we're doing the same thing again.
right.
The more I think about it, the more I'm still trying to process it. That was more devastating to uh, the citizens of this country than I think a lot of people will really understand, and
Right.
for a few years. As
I mean,
a
like,
former,
not only was it embarrassing, I
yes,
mean, for starters, but for generations, um, we have touted our democracy being the longest running, democracy in the history of the world. And it's set up to all sorts of internal and external pressures. Okay, good, bad, and different. Far from perfect, but I'm like it is what it is, and it definitely shows one how fragile our democracy is, and then two, it's a strong democracy in terms of outside influences, but if you
yes,
allow cancer on the inside to infiltrate it, the whole thing can fall apart.
indeed. I would like to give credit to the initial writers of the Constitution, because they instituted some controls to the Constitution that kind of kept things corralled. Yes, we had people run into the building and do all kinds of unspeakable things, from just the plain lame and embarrassing to the absolutely like criminal. But at the same time, our democracy held up, and I'm appreciative of that. When people were called upon to actually do their duty to the Constitution and not to one man, that's what they did. This needs to be taken care of, and more controls need to be put in place so this never happens again.
True, true. So now moving forward,